Hellblade is one of the best experiences I've had lately. It's a creepy yet very riveting game that plays with the idea of psychosis, a mental condition commonly associated with hallucination, without being shackled to the constraints of a big publisher. Self-published games like Hellblade are where we can really jump into those off-the-wall concepts in gaming. It's no exception here. Hellblade's a game that's going to disturb many of us that play games late at night with the lights off. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to hear something or see something that's not really there? Well, Hellblade is as close as you're going to get to experiencing that outside of a VR rendition of a movie like Possession. The entire 8-hour or so journey through Hellblade draws you in with this depiction of this alternate reality, and it never lets up. It's gripping, haunting, and chilling. What is real in Hellblade? The best part about Hellblade is the marriage of these disturbing concepts into the mechanics of the game. There is no HUD, no objective marker, no visual aid or tutorials. Everything is replaced by the subject material, such as voices inside the main character's head or her own mental hallucinations. But, as with all illusions, what is real is unclear and nothing is to be trusted. And then there's the distortions during puzzles and the claustrophobic frame of view. They add another layer to this weirdness. Combat is intimate and gripping at times. While at first, it may seem like an afterthought along the likes of something like Rise Son of Rome, 6 hours in and it gets harder, more intricate, lethal, and tactical. As does the story, your sensation of psychosis, and your involvement in Senua. It's a game that keeps getting better. Let's be honest here, guys, we don't see a lot of half-price games that are AAA quality like this. Hellblade is, with the trade-off that the game is extremely narrow in scope and only about 8 hours long. Because it's extremely focused in what it does, you're either going to love Hellblade or probably not. I loved Hellblade myself. However, why is there so many documented mixed opinions on Hellblade and so much misinformation floating around? Is the performance really that bad? Is there really a game-breaking bug involving torches? Is the permadeath mechanic a joke, or is it for real? And is the game really 25 hours long, or is it 10 hours long, or maybe 5 hours? If you watch a handful of reviews right now, you won't be able to confidently answer those questions. Ninja Theory just nailed the creative component to Hellblade, but didn't do as good of a job at the publishing side. Aside from the obvious lack of marketing, Hellblade's biggest problem was the day one launch embargo. When a company fails to include a pre-release embargo, that means only one thing for YouTube: rushed reviews. In this regard, Hellblade was at the mercy of many people rushing through the game to remain competitive. Misinformation results. Worst of all, many press outlets didn't receive codes at all. I know many YouTubers, including myself, that's received review codes after the game was released. If I wanted to make money on YouTube, I would have rushed through the game, captured some footage, and drawn up a half-assed review based off of a half-finished playthrough. Hellblade gets better and better the more you play it, and it never lets up. I'm sure many reviews out there are based off of half-finished playthroughs, and that's an issue for consumers. Reviews are provided to the public to inform them on what to expect come release. A review should never be rushed or made without completing the game if it's a story-based game like this. Reviews are best, as well, when you could tell the individual didn't rush through the game. I've seen legitimate reviews for Hellblade that claim the game is 20 to 25 hours long. It's not. I've read reviews warning people about the permadeath mechanic and others not bringing it up at all. And we've all seen that Jim Sterling video that showed a game-breaking bug during the light and dark puzzle segment. For those who haven't seen it, Jim forgot to relight his torch when it went out and proceeded forward. The game then auto-saved behind him, trapping him in limbo. He couldn't go on, and he couldn't go back either. Had Jim gotten that review code earlier, I'm sure he would have contacted Ninja Theory and that whole mess could have been worked out without anyone knowing about it. This has to be the real problem here. Games with pre-release embargoes have the benefit of last-minute game testing and feedback. Hellblade got a lot of nasty press for that bug, and if they had just given the game to reviewers earlier, they could have hotfixed that save state. Imagine how many other day one games would have benefited from this treatment. The point is, a pre-release embargo could have helped clear up all of these misconceptions while giving reviewers enough time to pump out quality reviews that weren't full of misinformation. The goal of my channel is to provide the best possible coverage I can of games while being as objective as I can be. That's why you didn't see me review Hellblade, because I'm not willing to crap out a bargain bin review just so I can mop up that sweet day one YouTube money. It's not ethical. For those of you who did review Hellblade and didn't beat it, or guessed how long it was going to be, or judged the combat after 2 hours of gameplay, or just didn't test the permadeath mechanic, you're part of the ongoing problem on YouTube. Stop it. Pretty please with a cherry on top. Without a shadow of a doubt, I wholly recommend Hellblade for those who haven't played it yet. It's something that just doesn't come around every day. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video and you maybe want to support the work I do on this channel, feel free to subscribe to Downward Thrust and consider pledging to my Patreon at patreon.com/downwardthrust. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you in our next video.